Right, welcome to today's video. We're going to have a look at the Premier League transfer activity of the top six in the English Premier League as they finished the season last year. Obviously, look, there's about 6 or 7 weeks left in the transfer window. There's still a lot of time for clubs to get deals done, deals that will get done. But we'll just have a quick look at what has been done so far, and we'll grade them from A to F, going from 1 to 6, starting with last season's champions, Manchester City. So, quick recap of who they've brought in: Erling Haaland, Calvin Phillips, Julian Alvarez from River Plate, and they've let go of Gavin Bazunu, Gabriel Jesus, and Fernandinho, who goes back to Brazil at the end of his contract. Um, Pretty impressive. I mean, you've got to consider the two things with City. One, they're a nation state club. Money isn't an object, so they don't really operate like other football clubs where there's a goal to make a profit. The idea is spend as much, win as much, and use it as an advertising tool for Etihad Airways and the great city of Dubai. That's how it's worked, and it's working quite well for all involved. Most notably, apart from the owners, obviously Pep Guardiola and his team, which are very good at football, and there's not much to really build on here. One of the obviously the headline signing is Erling Haaland. City last year, after probably a decade of Aguero dominance at the club, enter into a new phase where they try and go after Harry Kane to get that prototypical number nine. They can't quite meet Spurs' evaluation, which is 150 million. It's a whole separate contract issue with Kane and his brother. But they go out. So last season they play with Phil Foden, they play with Bernardo Silva, Gabriel Jesus, even De Bruyne might have done a stint as a false nine. They just rotated these midfielders masquerading as strikers into wonderful effect. Win the Premier League and in true form fashion, an all-time collapse in the Bernabeu not to go to the Champions League final. But with Haaland, they're going to get a guy that's I think 86 goals in 89 games, nearly a goal a game ratio, absolute thoroughbred of a player. And it's hard not to see him doing well, even though we've seen mixed results with Bundesliga players. For every Kevin De Bruyne that's come over, we've also had the Timo Werners as just as much. So with Haaland, you're expecting him to hit the ground running. He also, to back him up, we've got Julian Alvarez, a guy that's got a double hat trick for River Plate and is also one of the most highly touted youngsters. And then just to add in the squad depth to replace Fernandinho, obviously Rodri's kind of progressively phased him out of the side over the last 2 years. But to add in a squad player in Calvin Phillips as an England midfielder is pretty impressive from there. This is this is, I suppose, what you have to do when you get a team that's win 4 and 5. You don't need to make wholesale changes. There's other clubs that we're going to get to that need to make drastic changes. City aren't one of those. They add in key positions. Maybe the only other thing they could have added was maybe a backup right back. I know Cancelo and Kyle Walker generally switch between those two. But if Cancelo's on the left, and there's something wrong with Walker, you may be a right back there. But other than that, they pretty much have this figured out. So without wasting too much time on Manchester City, it's an A for them.